The race for that remaining semi-final spot is definitely tight, and we're glad we're about to witness it all unfold today. It's Aep Cabstars versus the 3B Event Masters for the second game of our triple header Friday. Both teams are coming off tough losses and are looking to bounce back. Definitely a head-to-head matchup fueled by redemption and that hunt for that semi-finals ticket. May Reyes at your service, reporting courtside. This is the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference where power meets fashion.
May Reyes puts it perfectly. Power meets passion here in San Juan. It is Volleyball Central, the heart of a lot of volleyball moments and a lot of historical moments in the world of volleyball. And today, it's another day for history for these men playing here in the Spikers Turf as the Aep Cabstars go up against the 3B Event Masters. These two squads looking to enter and punch their ticket into the semifinals. It is blue versus red today in your second match of your triple header in this Friday of Spikers Turf. Your game at hand, it is 3B Event Masters going up against the Aep Cabstars. That's the second game. And later, right after this, it's Savoj going up against Alpha Insurance. A very beautiful Friday to you all. Sinjan Reyes together here with Ayel Estanero. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. May that be in the Pilipinas Live Lab or through One Sports Plus. Ayel, it's so beautiful to be in Spikers Turf again.
Exactly, and it's a big game, as you mentioned, 3B Event Masters, now or never for them, for the ticket to the semis. But for the Cabstars, it's a win today that will bring them to the semis. That's how crucial it is for them.
We're talking about the semis. We have to look at our team standings because this is where it becomes crucial. 3 teams are already in and punch their ticket and have a train ride to the semis. But there's 2 teams that are still vying for that last and final spot. And you've mentioned it, a win here for the Event Masters might just start an upset for them to enter into the semis.
Exactly, as you mentioned, since 3 teams already in, Crisscross, Savoj, and Alpha Insurance, they are safe. They are into the semis already, but today it's a fight for the last slot for Aep Cabstars. Again, a win today books them an automatic semi slot. So, ganun ka-importante yung game nila, but obviously 3B Event Masters will give them a good fight today.
Sila ang huling tinik bago makapasok sila sa semis if ever they win this match. But let's focus on the team who is at an advantage, and that is of course our Aep Cabstars. The Cabstars have lost their previous match against the Crisscross King Crunchers. In all aspects, Crisscross dominated, true enough, but still the Cabstars showed a fight.
Yeah, exactly. Dominance really is a perfect way to describe the King Crunchers this conference. They have been spotless again at 9-0. The Cabstars, they are new. They tried to challenge the King Crunchers, but again, they were just overwhelmed by the defensive prowess of the King Crunchers. 16 kill blocks against that 26 attack points of the AB Cabstars. That's something that they would want to improve today, talking about the offensive firepower of the Cabstars.
If there's one thing that we have to see as a bright spot, they were able to maintain their errors close to the King Crunchers. So it was a close fight, but you know, they have a lot to show here, and there's a lot of changes in their squads. In their last few matches, a new member has joined the fold, and that's none other than Jared Schnacki. In their last 4 games, a big numbers for Jared Schnacki, who has been the timely boost for the Cabstars.
I agree. He has been the boost that the Cabstars needed, especially in the offensive department. 8 points, his lowest performance in the previous match, so he is looking to bounce back. But as you mentioned, 3 out of the 4 games, he has been in double digits. A good support to the scoring of J-Rock De La Noche. So in today's match, Schnacki and De La Noche will be the main gunners. They are these players that needs to play their A game to be able to book the ticket to the semis.
As per reports, he is an all-around player. He plays all positions, even plays setter sometimes. So we can see a lot of variation from Schnacki. We're excited how he's gonna be playing, donning this new red shirt. Now let's head on to the other side of the court and let's discuss our 3B event masters. Unfortunately, also they were unable to snatch their win against the Savoge Aesthetic Spin Doctors. But you know, this team is young and has a lot to prove here in the Spikers Turf.
Now, exactly, they are also a new team here in the Spikers Turf, still trying to find their team chemistry, still trying to figure out how to play against the more veteran teams here. But against Savoge, obviously, they have built their system already. So Savoge able to execute better across all boards. If you take a look at the numbers, Savoge doubles the spiking tally of the event master. So right now, no players in double digits in that match, only single digit in set number 1. So they will need to start strong to be able to build the confidence right away.
And building the confidence at the center of that, of course, is the young Christian Olaes. In this conference, he has been holding down the fort for the event masters. And really, beautiful numbers for this young gun. 59 points overall in the last games.
Yeah, exactly. Second leading scorer for his squad with the absence of Carl Verdal, their leading scorer. He had to really be the main gunner, but that's something that is out of his control. They will need a good first ball first for him to be involved in terms of scoring, but he is also second best scoring middle overall and second best middle. So it has been his all-around game also that is worthy highlighting in the side of the event masters.
Now, passing will be crucial definitely, and Olaes will be at the center of their offense. But what is also crucial is your participation here in the Spikers Turf. Do join us in the conversation online by using the hashtag SpikersTurf2026. Now, we have to start our game right now, and we will turn it over to our Coliseum announcer.
Welcome back to more volleyball action, here where power meets passion. This is the Spikers Turf 2026 Open Conference. Live in Phil Oil Center, San Juan, is the preliminary round 2 match number 24, featuring the Aep Cabstars and your 3B event masters. Officiating this match, our first referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde, national referee. Second referee, Ms. Jocelyn Del Rosario, international referee. Introducing the starters first for the Aep Cabstars. Starting with their team captain at number 5, EJ Casanya. Jersey number 9, Jaira De La Noche. At number 12, Paul Malaiba. At number 13, Nas Guaza. Jersey number 18, Michael Doria. At 23, Jared Chnaki. Starting libero number 24, Vince Lorenzo. Head coach is Kitty Antiporta. Now let us meet your 3B event masters. Calling on jersey number 10, Luis Bartolome. At number 12, JV Ramos. Number 14, Aldrin Ferrer. Number 17, KD Dainata. At 19, Christian Olaes. Jersey number 20, Axel DeFeo. Starting libero number 11, Joshua Datu. With their head coach, RJ Francisco. This is match number 24, preliminary round 2 between Aep Cabstars and the 3B.
There we have it, our starters from the Cabstars. Usual suspects for them. No surprises yet on their side. On the other side of the court, we're also seeing very familiar faces, but Bartolome will be starting this time together with Ramos. Some of the biggest changes, of course, we're also not seeing Castel on the floor. yet.
We mentioned on top of the coverage, this is a crucial game for both squads. The Cabstars is a game away on a semis appearance. Meanwhile, the event masters, it's a do or die match for them to stay in contention for the semis. So this is going to be a good one.
If we go back to their first meeting a few matches ago, just a few weeks ago actually, it was the Cabstars bringing home the win in 3 straight sets.
Yeah, close 3 sets.
Very close, very tight, but a very different Cabstars then. No Schnacky yet back then.
Yep.
So we'll see how that will change things up for the red shirts. Today we serve things up first with EJ Casanya. With that serve, they set this up to the open side. That is going to be out for John Vincent Ramos.
Ramos actually with an open block there. Unfortunately, could not put that one in.
Casanya continues to serve. Ramos will try again, this time down the line. Casanya was there, they popped this one up to the open side. Schnacky will push with the left, and that works for Jared.
Yeah. Safe attack there coming from Jared. Just finding the donut hole open again. Cabstars also with a lot of firepower in their wings.
Quick hit. That is going to sail out there.
2 errors already to start things off for the event masters.
Olaes unable to get that ball in. Casana continues to serve.
Ooh.
Ramos this time with more muscle that checks in.
Good point there coming from Ramos. Coming off a 2-point performance against the Spin Doctors. Again, they don't have their leading scorer in Carl. So other players really need to step up.
Schnacky off the blockers. On the other side, Dainata will try. Popped up there. Schnacky, another try. Back row hit. They set this up to the opposite side. De La Noche off the blockers. That's off the hands, and that is not going to stay alive for the white and blue shirts.
A good touch there. Unfortunately, no second touch to keep the rally alive. So far, Cabstars having more offensive power here with De La Noche and Schnacky leading the way.
Dainata over the blockers. Pancake save. Over Doug. That is going to work for Ramos.
It has been a bright spot here in the start of set number 1. Talking about Ramos on the side of the event masters.
Serving it up as the event masters, Olaes. They try Ramos from the opposite side. That is not going to work. That's going to be a point for the Cabstars.
Yeah, Malaiba able to read that one well. A slow start here, but Cabstars leading and controlling so far.
Doria with that serve, that opposite hit is not going to work. That's going to be another freebie here for the Cabstars.
Yeah, Ramos has been entrusted a lot of sets here. Unfortunately, that one is going to sail out. A 4-point lead for the Cabstars. Dainata. Slow down that time.
That push coming from the Cabstars, that works. That's a solid
Yeah.
deflection there.
Let's take a second look at that. Dainata trying to power through the net defense. Unfortunately, De La Noche able to stay solid.
And Guaza right on the middle.
Yeah.
So really you don't have a lot of options, but an easy answer here for DeFeo. We've seen that in his younger years.
Now, and that middle activation will be crucial here for the event masters. Their wing attackers has been checked, has been blocked so far. So a faster offense could work for them.
Serve coming from Ramos. A quick hit there for Guaza that works for the Cabstars. They now lead by 5 as we enter our first technical timeout. But before that, let's look at that again.
Oh, wow.
Textbook.
Yep.
Quick hit as Guaza closes it out and giving the Cabstars a 5-point lead.
Back inside the Phil Oil Center, you're still watching the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference. Now, coming up, a tough loss. J-Rack de la Noche is more than fired up to bounce back today. And sharing some points of reflection from J-Rack, he shared that they tend to dwell on their in-game errors and lose their composure. So during training and their group discussion prior to our match, J-Rack led the conversation about communication during the game. Habaan yung pasensya at mas tapangan pa yung loob. Definitely not denying that leadership can come even from the youngest of players in the team. So basically, reset and redeem. That's the mindset of the Aep Cabstars today. But for now, back to you, Cincinnati.
Probably redeemed from their last game, but they look like they are well into their redemption tour right now with a 4-point lead. They look very clean as Dainata will now serve for the Event Masters. Sanya, going back row to Shnaki, but that's going to sail out.
And you saw that reaction of Shnaki afterwards. He just knew he had the good opportunity to score an open block given to him by Kasanya.
He was targeting that end zone. You see that empty space, so great intention. Ano lang yan, mga last minute tweaks.
Flick of the wrist.
Malaiba with that hit. And the denial here by Kasanya. Bartolome unable to get that one through.
Yeah, the right pin net defense has been solid on the side of the Cabstars. Take a second look at that. Kasanya jumping at the right time.
Really, this 6 that the Cab Masters have is really a threat to any team. However, Axel DeFeo knows how to do it, knows how to get through.
Again, the middles has been productive here for the Event Masters. But they are still playing catch-up Sage.
Set up, going to De La Noche from the back row. On the other side, Bartolome trying to get through a triple block. He is over. He's going to get a check there. It looked like it was going over because the trajectory of the ball was going up.
Bartolome intentionally going for the fingertips of Kasanya that time.
Recognizing there's high hands there, so might as well tool them. DeFeo continues to serve, but that's going to sail out. That's going to be a free point for the Cabstars.
And it has been the errors of the Event Masters really hurting their own rhythm here. Some sparks on their offense, but they are unable to sustain that.
They're helping the cause of their opponent, and that's something that you don't want to do, especially if you're trying to play a winner-go-home match.
Oh, Kasanya again with that block.
Kasanya has been solid on blocking. Chance ball here now for the Cabstars. Kasanya will make do with it and goes to Shnaki. Dainata was there. They go up to Bartolome, trying to get that through the blockers, and it does. It finds also a corner.
Bartolome has been scrappy here offensively, just finding all angles possible for him. That time, 3 blocks, but still able to find the corner pocket. Great efforts coming from Bartolome.
Unfazed.
Yeah.
With a triple block trying to be established against him. Over Doug, Kasanya will do great coverage on the side of the Event Masters. Kasanya will set this one up to De La Noche. J-Rack does not find the line, and this is trimmed down to a 1-point game.
And you understand why Kasanya wants to go to De La Noche. He is their leading scorer, their most efficient attacker. So they wanted a quick side out there. Unfortunately, De La Noche could not score a point.
Serve now will come from the event masters, Ferrer.
Good dig.
Great hit as well from De La Noche, but unsurprising already, Bartolome with that chance ball. They go up to De La Noche on the second try. Popped up here by the event masters. Go to the opposite side. Bartolome pushing that was Ramos. Schnacky through the blockers, kept alive by Ramos. Bartolome will try this time. Popped up by Cabstars. Schnacky again. Great dig. Casanya with a push. Just enough push for Casanya.
And you've got to appreciate the patience of the event masters, especially in the floor defense, just trying to keep the rally alive. And it took a couple of attempts before the Cabstars were able to score a point.
EJ Casanya with a serve. They're 2 points ahead. Combination play works for Bartolome.
Some rhythm here on the side of the event masters.
Or rather, that was Ramos. Let's look at that again.
Yeah, Ramos with a point.
It's a combination of Bartolome and Ramos that has been scoring for the event masters. Great coverage there. They go up to the opposite side, and that works for Ramos.
And Ferrer also with great effort in trying to orchestrate the offense, always giving a late block or an open block to his attackers.
They know they can't win it over speed. They have to
Right.
do combinations.
Another good dig.
They also have to convert here. De La Noche off the blockers.
That's good news for the Cabstars and De La Noche in the front row right now. More opportunities for Casanya to utilize him.
So after having that progression, we now have this push and pull coming from these two squads as it becomes a 1-point game on attacks. Cabstars with 4 more over the event masters. Oh, that's beautiful. Olaes going for that quick.
Just too quick there. No defense found on the side of the Cabstars. Let's take a second look on that.
That.
Elevation and that follow through.
It's really that follow through that
Yeah.
finished everything. Casanya going up to De La Noche. That converts for Jaya.
Now you can expect really De La Noche to be a scoring machine for the Cabstars. Fully maximized this time by Casanya on that right pin.
I mean, we know that he's going to be the go-to player.
Yep.
That serve coming from Doria. They go up for a quick that works for DeFeo. But what we like about the Event Masters now is they're really trying to keep it close.
Yeah. And everyone chipping in points. We've mentioned Bartolome, Ramos, DeFeo, Olaes, Ferrer with the balanced playmaking so far.
Serve coming from Ramos will convert to an ace.
Confidence is higher here on the side of the Event Masters. Just great execution so far, right on the line there for Ramos.
This is what you don't want to do if you are the Cabstars. You don't want to give that confidence to the Event Masters because they are keeping it close and tight here.
And they know what is at stake. It's a do-or-die match for them to stay alive in contention for the semi. So they will really give it their all as De La Noche serves right on the net. So a free point for the Event Masters.
I mean, we only have 1 slot left and there's only 2 teams who are able or who have that opportunity to still make it to the semis. So this is how crucial it is in terms of faults. 3B is being more risky, risky with their moves here. Oh. Great hit there coming from Malaiba. Really trying to go full swing, full extension, finding the corner.
Yeah, going long that time. 15 all, as you mentioned, Sinch, it has been a seesaw battle.
Malaiba now to serve. That is going to be an ace. And that will trigger our second technical timeout. Cabstars lead by 1 right after this ace. We're going back after the short break.
you get everything, but I get everything without.
Yeah, One Last Time by Ariana Grande.
So one last time, I need to be the one that takes you home. One more time, I promise I'll do that and let you go.
Beat kung beat. Yeah. Falsetto kung falsetto. Sample nga here.
Hindi na, okay na. Okay,
Okay
na yun.
na, okay
Okay
na
na yun.
yun.
Good sample na yun
Good
kanina.
sample na yun. Sige. Sayang na. But the UAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAP Varsity channel and One Sports, because legends start here. So, a lot of volleyball action. It is definitely volleyball
yeah.
season. Everything
Yep.
is in full swing. You have the UAAP, the PVL, Spikers, Turf happening all at the same
Yeah.
time.
It's a time of the year. We are being spoiled by a lot of volleyball games.
Ito talaga yung version natin ng It's the Most
Full
Wonderful Time of the Year as Bartolome gets that one through. Kasanya denied by Bartolome. Set up going to Bartolome. Tight angle that works.
Yeah. Perfectly avoiding that net defense of Guaza and Casania. You understand why Bartolome wants to go for that cut shot. Casania has been a leading blocker here for the Cabstars.
Down is already not an option.
Right.
You really have to go cross. Deep cross at that
Yep.
even. Serve coming from DeFeo. They go up to Schnacky down the line.
Yeah.
Now that's the difference. In contrast to the other side, the down the line is pretty much open.
Yep.
So Schnacky has that option, as we see. Fifi Sharma here. Ba't nahiya pa? Bagong gupit pala si Jahid Schnacky.
Always present.
Her presence is the present. That's her doesn't get through. Oh, pinapalo. Si Ayel na miss maging spiker. Namamalo na po siya. Back to the ball game, Ayel. As you can see, in service errors, they're tied at 2. But, you know, what we're seeing here is these teams are playing it risky also when it comes to serve.
Yeah,
As-
again, we mentioned earlier, the 3B event masters, they are committing more errors here, but they have to be careful. We are in the tail end of set number 1. Cabstars trying to get back the rhythm here.
Oh, but you know who's catching up some steam here? Doria and the rest of the Cabstars. They're starting to make their presence felt and starting to take control of this match. That's why this will be triggering a timeout from Coach RJ Francisco. Let's listen in.
Atake, kinasabay na yung quick eh. Pabayaran natin. Ngayon, nagkaroon ng respeto sa quicker natin. Tsaka tayo mag-play. Okay? Malapit lang yan. Galawin yung game ulit. Go, 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 go.
Labon! 3B! Masters!
Coach RJ mentioned a very interesting term there, galawang endgame. You really have to
Yep.
perform different to close things out. You could be toe-to-toe till the tail end of a match, but there are some teams who know how to hustle.
Yep. Who knows
Diba?
how to close
Yeah.
a set. And right now, that's what Cabstars is trying to do. They're trying to play consistent here. They want to protect the lead. But for 3B Event Masters, they need a quick side out right now just to keep it closer here.
Yan yung mga sinasabi nilang parang ratatin mo na yung palo mo, talagang brasuhan mo na kumbaga. And a great response there coming from Ramos.
All power and that attack, much needed for them.
Bartolome with that serve. They go up to Telenoche. That's popped up by Knife. A great dig.
Yeah.
A try there coming from Ramos. Schnacky. Oh, denied by the block.
Shnaki has to remember Olaes is the best blocker on the side of the Event Masters. Not too smart that time to go cross for Shnaki.
Now, you know it's crunch time here because it's a one-point game. Let's listen to this timeout by the Cabstars.
Okay, ikaw na bahal sa atake natin. Ha? O, sige na. Let's go. Tapos nawawala yung energy natin. Ha, energy natin. Go, 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 go.
Bench looking for more energy,
Yeah.
as requested by Coach Christian Antiporta.
Yeah. The intensity has lowered down here on the side of the Cabstars. They started really strong. They had good momentum earlier, but seems like the momentum has swung on the side of 3B Event Masters.
Cabstars finding a corner there thanks to J-Rock de la Noche.
Yeah, going high and long that time.
Let's look at that. Higher than his usual set of really targeting the corner pocket.
They will need him here in the end stretch.
Schnacky getting an ace. Now that is very confidence boosting here.
Yeah, very timely. They want to keep the lead. A lot of power, a lot of spin on that serve of Jared Schnacky.
Let's see if he'll be able to do it again. This time it's popped up. They go up to Ramos on the opposite side, but that is going to check out.
Yeah. Another open block on the cross-court angle, but another attack error.
This will be challenged by the 3B Event Masters.
Oh, they will try their luck here. They're desperate for a point.
They're down by 4, so... And they kept it close at 19. It was a deadlock at 19, so it's going to be really important to maximize the moments here as we look at this in this challenge. Was there a block touch? And the answer is no.
Let's clean. Unsuccessful challenge for the Event Masters.
Schnacky continues to serve. You're 2 points away from snatching the first set. That is going to be an infraction called against the Cabstars.
Yeah, Doria scraping the net that time. Unfortunate error there. Have to credit also Olaes for pulling Doria that time, forcing him to commit that error.
Limban will now check in for Olaes to serve as a service and defense specialist. Casanya going up to Schnacky from the back row. That works for the Cabstars.
And we talked about Schnacky on top of the coverage. She is definitely a timely boost here, especially in terms of offense for the Cabstars. That time from the back row.
And a definite welcome addition to the Cabstars. This time, the Cabstars will be bringing in Jomar Soriano. They go up to the opposite side. That works for Ramos.
Ramos definitely a spark here in set number 1. One of their most consistent scorer here. This time going down the line.
Casanya going up to that quick iguana. That is denied there by DeFeo.
Yeah. DeFeo with a solid block against Guaza.
Guaza unable to get that through. Bit too low probably also on this set.
Yeah, I agree.
Casanya going up to the open set. Oh! Blocking has been the bread and butter here of the Event Masters to keep things close. That's why this will trigger a timeout from Coach Antiporta.
Guys, compose na tayo ha. One good pass ha, one good pass. Tapos Jay.
Para aggressive lang. Okay.
Let's go ha!
The Cabstars just needs one more point here. Sabi nga, they just need to be aggressive in this last one. But they need a good first ball first.
Let's see if they'll be able to convert, but the Event Masters give it to them for free. Cabstars now take set number 1, 25-23. Let's see what happens in set number 2 when we return here at the Spikers Turf.
Inside lang. Inside lang.
We're back here inside Volleyball Central here in San Juan as the Cabstars won the first set. They took control of that set at the very start. Later on, Event Masters caught up, and in the tail end, they met at the 19th point, had that deadlock. All the way were the Cabstars. Trying to catch up was the Event Masters, but at the tail end, Cabstars knew how to close and played it with a lot of composure.
Yeah, it was a game of mini runs in the middle till the tail end of set number 1. As you see the numbers on your screens, 3B Event Masters actually having more attack points here. They have 14 against the 10 of the Cabstars, almost the same number of blocks. But again, it was really the errors of 3B Event Masters from the beginning, and the crucial error in the last point of the Cabstars there that also paved the way for the Cabstars to get set number 1 and build on their confidence. Meanwhile, Cabstars played it clean, only 5 errors for them compared to the 9 of the Event Masters.
It's really about those free points that the Cabstars receive. That's why they're able to easily sweep it away, even if they're able to be caught up by the Event Masters. So the Event Masters have to play it clean, have to keep it close. As we see, of course, Miss PP Sharma, ever present here in support of men's volleyball in general.
And other fans also showing up. It's a holiday, a good time to be on the arena and watch volleyball.
Perfect day to spend your afternoons with us. Again, thank you for joining us wherever you may be. May that be on the Pilipinas Live app for those who are in their mobile phones, on their computer screen.
Wherever you are.
Yeah.
Whatever
you're doing.
Whatever you're using to watch.
Yeah. Kung sinasabay niyo man po kami with all your activities there, okay lang po. Pakinggan niyo po kami. Engineers together with Ayel Estanier. And also, we'd also like to thank our viewers from One Sports Plus who are joining us here today. Start off the game with that serve from Ferrer, the setter. And De La Noche kicks things off for the Cabstars.
Yeah, an explosive attack from the back row for De La Noche to start things off. Take a look at that. Too high, too strong that time.
Casanya with that serve. They go up to Ramos. Ramos finding a seam between the blockers.
A good answer coming from Ramos after that explosive attack from De La Noche. Take a look at that. All power capitalizing on that gap in between the blockers.
I mean, after the anticlimactic end of that previous set, gusto mong bumawi if you're the Event Masters.
You really want to start strong. Talking about the Event Masters, they are down by a set right now. As take a look at that drop coming from De La Noche. Playing smart that time.
J-Rock doing all the firepower of Cabstars so far. Casanya going up to J-Rock again. That's off the blockers.
Casanya wants to collect early points here. Keeps going back to De La Noche. De La Noche also responding positively here. Not using a lot of power. Just outsmarting the defense of the Event Masters.
That worked for them for the first set. They really had to rack up some points.
Ooh,
Quick hit
dig.
coming from Olais, but a better dig coming from Lorenzo. There's going to be a challenge here called by the Event Masters.
Net fall challenge for the Event Masters of that quick attack. They may have seen the net move there. This is quite risky for them. They might be very sure this is very early into the second set to lose a challenge.
Let's see if this would pay off, if the dividends would pay off for them. Of course, this is for Coach RJ Francisco. Challenge is net fault. Was there a net fault? Nope, no net fault. Let's look at that again. No, na-timing lang yung pag-roof ng bola dun sa paggalaw ng tape of the net. So it can be confusing. Coach RJ trying to clarify this one.
Yung net natin. Kaya sa blocking, ang layo ng blocking. Wala namang sumabit. Kita naman. Talagang gumagalaw na yung net. Kaya akala nyo sa mic mo. Ito rin challenge ko.
We have another angle here.
Yep.
There
There
as
you
you
go.
can see, the net is already
Yep.
moving. And in a better angle
Yeah.
given to us, of course, by our director, Direct Nomar Santiago. Back to the ball game. Dainata through the blockers. That works for the Event Masters. That is the beauty of volleyball. You just rinse and repeat.
Yep. And that's the way to respond after losing a challenge here, earning a point right away, not letting the Cabstars get an early lead.
Serve coming from Olaes. They go up to a back quick. That works for Doria.
Middles has been a little bit quiet here on the side of the Cabstars, but finally activation for Doria. A short slide, parang back quick na rin. Blockers were late.
Short run.
Yeah.
Oh, solid denial there.
Malaiba
Yeah.
with that elevation. Take a look at that. Not the tallest of attackers, of blockers, but all about timing that time.
A single block. And that giving the roof. Serve there coming from Doria. That's over-received. They go up to a quick. Guaza gets it off the blockers.
Cabstar stepping on the gas right now.
Racking up some points, giving a separation of 5.
Yep.
Continue to serve. Here is Doria. Picked up there by Dainata. They go up to a combination. That's a drop ball. Missed opportunity right there. Guaza will take advantage and hit that through the block with a 6-point lead.
Take a look at that. A chance ball and Guaza just quick to transition. Enough to power through that single block.
We're going for a quick break. We'll be back here at the Spikers Turf.
Back inside the Playtime Phil Center, you're still watching the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference. A missing piece for the 3B Event Masters today is Carl Berdal, who's currently fulfilling his internship duties. And with those big shoes to fill, Kenneth Dainata shared with me earlier that she's really looking to step up today. More so, more pressure, of course, but she's showing up with confidence and with a full face of makeup. Sabi nga ni KD, that simple act of showing up, well made and put together, boosts her aura and energy to lift the team, especially when their semifinals ticket is on the line. And with that first set experience and performance from KD, we can definitely expect a good fight from the Aep Cabstars today, or the 3B Event Masters. But for now, back to you, Janelle.
Thank you so much, May. Well, what we could say is KD is definitely confidently beautiful today,
Yep.
playing for the Event Masters. And right now, the team is just down by 5 points. They're trailing behind here, but making up for it. However, the lead returns to 6.
And the Cabstars, as you mentioned, just racking up points here. Really now fully controlling the set. Still no response coming from the Event Masters. They're already down by 6 points.
Previously, we saw how they're able to actually do this, but let's see if they're able to repeat what they did in set number 1.
Yeah, they need to make a run right now.
KD on the service line. 2 points already under her belt. As we see Guaza focused on what to do next. Let's see if she'll be able to get a hit. But no, this goes to the open side to Malaiba. Bartolome over the blockers. Great coverage from De La Noche. Setup going. Back again to the left pin. On the other side, they choose Ramos. Malaiba playing that out.
Now, that was a tight set to Malaiba. Malaiba just wanting to tool the blockers that time, but could not get a check. So back-to-back points for the event masters.
Opportunity for them. Let's see. KD to serve. We go to Malaiba. Oh, playing aggressive there was Casania. Bartolome off speed. Casania again going to Guaza. That works.
A good way to stop the run here of the event masters. Casania opting for a middle activation that time. A late block, almost an open block to Guaza.
Probably, you know, the reason why Casania is also not so sure to give it to the middles is you have to recognize the blockers on the other side.
Yeah.
Defeo is a known prolific blocker
Yeah.
together with Olaes. So
Timing is crucial
Yeah.
in activating the middles here.
you have to be very strategic as well. Defeo now to serve.
Good pass from Lorenzo.
Casania going up to Schnacky.
Now, Shinaki just very comfortable going down the line, having that good connection with Casania. Let's take a second look at that. Guaza also being effective decoy, pulling in Olaes.
That's the effect if you have an activation of
Yep.
your middle right before that sequence. Guaza now will serve. They go up to Ramos. That is sailing out.
Now, Ramos has been quiet in the past few sequences here. But he has been the leading scorer. So Ferrer trying to look for him in any sides of the court.
They're not connecting as much. And the funny thing is, hindi naman siya blokado. So
Yep.
I'm not quite sure as to what's the strategy so far. However, Ola is able to convert for 3B.
They will need more of Olaes for sure. Take a look at that. Just playing efficiently. Not a lot of sets, but the ones he's able to go for that approach, it's a point for 3B.
Serve coming from Ferrer. That is going to be a block.
From Olaes, back-to-back points for Olaes. Take a second look at that. Take a look at that, the count time helping him get the kill block.
But also, we have to appreciate that broad jump coming from Malaiba. Malaiba with the first ball. That dump is read well. Oh, Olaes being active at the net, but that is just too much.
Yeah, too aggressive that time. He knew he had an opportunity to score. Take a look at that, jumping right away with a good angle, but scraping the white net.
My
The
gigi.
white tape, rather. Yeah.
Ramos off the blockers this time. That is kept alive. Last chance. Schnacky makes do. Ramos will try.
Solid denial there on the side of Naki.
Let's look at that again. Oh,
Stable on that core, stable on that jump too.
habang na eh.
Yeah.
When you're given moments like that, your only option is actually to go check out.
No, but when the hands are fully pressed in,
Yeah.
that's when it becomes more challenging. Kaya yung mga coach minsan, sinasabi nila na utakan mo na
Yeah.
when the blockers are well established. You
Go-
have to play it smart.
Go towards the opposite direction of that deflection. Ipa-check out mo.
Yeah. Or
in
go
that
for
way.
the tips.
Bartolome will try. He's denied. Great coverage from KD. Chance and the try from Encina. Oh, Olaes playing it active.
Casania probably regretting that Sam. He has to remember Olaes is a good blocker. That time setting up right in front of Olaes.
Casania will recover to Schnacky. That's off the hands of Naife. That's going to be a point, and that gives a 7-point lead to the Aep Cabstars. As we look at that again, here's your second look of that Jared Schnacky kill. We're going for a quick break. We'll be back after this technical timeout.
Spiking. Square Louis.
Receiving.
Kuya Rubins Abroad.
Jigs.
JM Espanso.
Blocking.
JP Bugawan.
Service.
Siyempre, J-Rock de la Noche.
Setting.
AJ Casanya. This is my perfect spikers turf player.
Madaling kausap ang mga players dito, no? May iba kasi parang, ay, si ano po tsaka si ano, ang daming combination.
Yeah.
Ikaw, sinong perfect player mo?
Wow, there's a lot of choices.
But, of course, a lot of choices will come from the UAAP Season 88 volleyball tournament that is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAP Varsity channel and on One Sports because legends start here.
So far, Jared Shnaki has been a consistent server here.
Shnaki with another serve.
A good decision from Alaiba to let that one go. That's gonna sail out. Passing has been unstable on the side of the event masters.
It's a 9-point lead and a timeout will be called by Coach RJ Francisco.
Tanga tayo, huwag nyo nang pakawalan yung atake. Yung chance natin maka-atake, yung ano pala, yung pasa. Diba? Tapatan nyo lang yung pinakamadaling i-receive kasi hindi nyo nakokontrol eh. Papatamaan nyo lang yung bola eh.
Pataas. Pag spin ball, tulak sa set.
Ngayon, pag malakas, hindi naman kailangan perfect, kahit good lang. Kaya naman makapalo naman ako.
Huwag mo lang i-over.
Wala kayo pa.
Okay?
Let's go.
Kapit.
Hey, 3B!
Master.
First ball is gonna be crucial here for the event masters. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough height for Ferrer to be able to orchestrate the offense.
Pag malakas. Pag spin ball. Diretso mo sa center.
Control is everything right now in terms of defense.
Receiving lessons.
Yep,
Coming.
101. Receiving 101.
Yeah. Coming from Daku.
There you
But who
go.
else to tell you but the floor general, right?
Yep.
So they need a good first ball because they have the tools.
Yep, they have the middles who are really good, who has the elevation, who can attack. They want to keep them involved here.
We saw it in that first set. Oh, that's going to sail out. You can't be your own enemy.
Oh yeah, too much angle there on that serve from Olais.
Coach Francisco with that glare after.
Good pass.
Combination is read well by the Cabstars. They go up to the left pin. On the other side, Dainata will try. Ramilo will try again.
Third try.
Ramilo on the third try. One more try for Ramilo. And that finally converts.
Yeah, and that touch violation there called on the event masters.
Soriano will now check in. As you look at that again, you're seeing the event master, the Cabstars. They're enjoying this.
Yeah. Really have loosened up here. Again, they are on the lead. De La
J-Rock.
Noche.
Oh, smooth like butter.
Yeah. Again, lot of gaps in that net defense of 3B Event Masters. A good reverse set coming from Casania.
Fair will try. DeFeo on the other side. They go up to Ramilo. Dainata through the blockers. Oh, no check.
Yeah, wanting to avoid the hands of Guaza that time, forcing Dainata to commit an error there. So nothing really going well on their end here.
Going for that quick. That's kept alive there. De La Noche. J again. De La Noche on the third try.
Still no go.
Dainata on the other side. That is a checkout.
Yeah. Good angle from Dainata. Kita niya na blockers were there. We mentioned it earlier. Have to play it smart this time. Check out will work for Dainata.
And it does. It's an 11-point lead. De La Noche pushing this through. Manaife was there. They go up to the opposite side. De La Noche again, that's sailing out.
De La Noche unstable on that approach and out of system attack. But for the AEP Cabstars, they can afford an error.
They have a wiggle room of 10
Yep.
points. Encina will now serve. They go up to De La Noche. De La Noche again. There's going to be a challenge on this one. The challenge is block touch. Again, the challenge is block touch.
Yep. They're just trying their luck here, whether they could get a point here. They're hoping it was 4 touches on that attack coming from the Cabstars. But this is a risky one because they stopped the rally for
Yeah,
this. If this is unsuccessful, it's going to
this
be an
becomes a point.
automatic point for the Cabstars. And that will make them just 2 points away in taking set number 2. Again, a do-or-die match for 3B Event Masters. As you see the replay that time, there
is a block
yeah,
touch.
and Dainata. So that's going to be unsuccessful. That will give the Cabstars their 23rd point in set number 2.
It's an 11-point lead.
Almost an entirely different set of players on the court right now for the Cabstars.
Dainata through the blockers. Bingle, they go up to the opposite side to Corpus. That works as they are now at set point advantage.
Instant impact coming from Dingle and Corpus.
Clark Dingle, this serve. Dingle. To DeFeo on the other side, keeps the Event Masters alive.
No, but this is a tough chase for them. Cabstars a point away and taking set number 2.
Dainata to serve now. They are down by 11. Setup going to Ramilo, and that works for Joshua Ramilo.
Team effort coming from AEP Cabstars. Everyone chipping in points and even players like Ramilo coming off the bench and contributing points.
That works, and we are going on a quick break. 2 sets up here are your AEP Cabstars.
Game.
You're still watching the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference. The Aep Cabstars versus the 3B Event Masters, and the Cabstars are leading with 2 sets. I have here with me the head coach of the Aep Cabstars, head coach Katie Antiporta. No, coach, hello po. May questions lang po ako, very quick, but coach, I wanna know, nakakadalawang set na kayo, isa na lang. Ano yung feeling na isa na lang masasecure nyo na yung semi-final spot?
So, after 3 years kasi na, di ba, na nakabalik kami, so excited kami ulit na makabalik ulit sa Spikers. So excited ulit kami na, di ba, na nakabalik ulit na, again, na magpe-playoffs na kami.
Yes, a lot of excitement. But of course, hindi pa naman tapos ang laban, coach. May isang set pa tayo. Pero sa isang set na yon, pwedeng bumawi ang 3B, pwede nila extend to. Pero ano yung mga gagawin na adjustments ng AEP kaya?
Siguro yung energy or intensity, tapos yung posture ng mga spikers namin. Usually, doon kami nagkakaproblema lagi eh. So, dapat sa endgame, strong finish kami lagi. So, hopefully, maano namin yun. Ma-maintain namin yung energy na yun.
Yes, definitely what we can watch out for the third set. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, Coach Kedi. Now, back to you, Sinjaniel.
Thank you so much, May. Very interesting thought there coming from Coach Christian. And it's going to be very exciting if they do enter the semis after this set or this game. But anything could happen. Nothing is possible for our 3B event masters. Unfortunately, in the previous set, they allowed AEP to take full control of that set. That's why the results were such.
Yeah, everyone, again, as mentioned, chipping in points for the Aep Cabstars. Players coming off the bench, contributing right away. And this is the result for their efforts. 13 attack points for the Cabstars against only the 7 of the Event Masters from 14 attack points in the first set. That decreased to 7 for the Event Masters. 2 kill blocks apiece, 3 aces from the Cabstars. We've seen the Cabstars loading up on their serves, really making it difficult for the passing of 3B Event Masters. And the Event Masters still committing more errors here. They have 7 against the 4 of the Cabstars.
Very different complexion compared to the first set. So it's going to be a question of grit here for the Event Masters. And meanwhile for AP, it's a question of composure. As we see our fans here inside the Phil Oil Center here in San Juan. And we await to see, of course, what's going to happen as we have yet a third game for today. The Spin Doctors will be going up against the Insurance Protectors.
Yep, both teams already into the semis, but a win definitely is going to be a good boost on their confidence.
Still a very exciting day here at the Spikers, even if we're at the end of our preliminaries.
Yep.
A lot of things to expect.
Again,
especially that the semis is coming. Everyone is preparing for the semis, especially your top 3 teams are surely in. Now the Cabstars also have to figure that out.
a set away
from clinching and punching their ticket to the semis.
Meanwhile, a challenge for the 3B Event Masters if they could extend this match and stay alive. Again, they are missing their leading scorer in Carl,
who at the report earlier of May is having his internship, of course.
Yep.
Players here in Spikers Turf are in different life phases. What a hit there coming from Bartolome. He has been the steady gun for the Event Masters.
Yeah, Bartolome and Ramos on the wing has been the go-to for Ferrer. Again, they are missing the production of Carl, 13 points, averaging 13 points per match. So they will need more efforts here in terms of production, talking about 3B.
Carl Bredal, who's having his internship. May student athletes dito sa Spikers. 1 point each. Schnacky now to serve. 9 points already in this match. Ferrer going up to that quick. That works for Olaes.
A good set coming from Ferrer to Olaes. Again with a perfect pass. Ferrer able to utilize the skill set of Olaes there. A power tip.
A more active 3B event masters that we're seeing here right now. They go up to the right pin. That works for De La Noche.
Playing it smart again. He has been capitalizing on that zone 4 of the 3B Event Masters, just right behind the blocker, still unsolved by the Event Masters.
Well, if you notice, the receiver there is always by the end zone waiting for loose balls.
Yeah,
for
and power attacks.
Yeah. So, smart recognition of the opponent there for J-Up.
But the Event Masters right now starting strong here. That's what they want after losing the first 2 sets.
Ramos with this serve.
But that goes straight to the net. That's going to be a free point for AEP, allowing them to equalize here at 3.
You can't give those points.
Yeah. Especially from the service line where you have full control, and that hurts your momentum right away.
De La Noche with that serve. Ferrer going up to Ramos from the back row. That is off the hands of De La Noche.
Yeah, De La Noche caught standing that time. Very unstable on that floor defense.
A more fiery event masters that we're seeing here.
Take a look at that. Good target there for Ramos. But good effort coming from Lorenzo.
KD with that serve, Guaza with that reception. They go up to Malaiba, and Malaiba converts right behind the blockers.
Yeah, it has been the soft touches working for the AEP Cabstars. Take a look at that.
They're playing it smart this time.
Just making the floor defense work for the 3B.
Serve coming from Malaiba. Oh! What a quick for DeFeo.
That's a solid one coming from DeFeo. An exclamation point there. That could be an impact play for the Event Masters.
He now serves. Pick up there by Malaiba. They go up to J-Rock.
De La Noche continues to be the main gunner here.
Ang taas siguro ng percentage ni J-Rock to this.
Yep.
Look at that again.
From the back row that time. Dingle really utilizing De La Noche.
That goes out for Guaza. You'd also like this moment of Coach Andeportas na sinusugal niya na si Dingle.
Some experience here for Dingle.
Fair with that serve. Dingle with the setup. They go up to the back row. That works for Malaiba.
Dingle utilizing the back row attackers earlier. De La Noche this time Malaiba, and he has been connecting well with his attackers. Take a look at that. Right at zone 6 for Malaiba.
Dingle with that serve. Oh, Schnacki with a single block.
That's a solid denial there for Jared Schnacki. That's a highlight play for the Cabstars.
Bitch, sa kamay.
Yeah. And the hands pressed at the right time.
And the nonchalant Fifi Sharma after. A quick reaction here coming from the Event Masters. Close for third set here. The first part of this third set is looking close.
Yep.
They go up to that quick hit. Magsino converts and gives a 1-point lead to the Cabstars. It is the technical timeout. We'll be back after a short break.
You're still watching the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference. Makina o mekaniko, whatever you want to call it, that's what EJ Casanya is to the Aep Cabstars. And with one set away from finally securing that semi-final spot and repeating their first round meetup outcome, EJ shared that the Aep Cabstars this round 2 is a whole different Cabstars from round 1. All because they're owning up to their own mistakes and further growing from them. Sabi pa nga ni EJ, lahat-lahat naman sila magtutulungan dito. And in EJ's words, and I quote, volleyball is a team sport at sila rin naman yung pinanghuhugutan ko. And just like the saying goes, if you jump, I jump. But this time, Since Janelle, it's if you work, I work. Now back to you guys.
Akala ko, if you jump, say how high. But great report there. We're not seeing him right now inside the court.
Yep.
But Dingle is taking the charge here. So let's see how things will work out for them, May. As the event masters are ahead by 1 thanks to Ramos.
Now again, this is the start that they want here. Ramos attacking out of system that time. Good angle to go cross. Again, that zone 2 defense has been a bit unstable on the side of the Cabstars.
Oh, what a serve that goes straight to the net.
Laes has been on and off on the service line here. Another deadlock at 9.
This is the most deadlocks that we've seen in this game.
Yep.
Maxino with that serve. They go up to that quick. DeFeo getting that off the blockers.
A good activation on the middle there. More attackers stepping up on the side of the event masters. Playing with a lot more confidence here, but consistency also has to be polished up or improved on the side of the event masters.
10-all. As Ramos on your screens was been having a roller coaster of a game today.
Yeah.
Over received. Guaza makes do.
Yeah, but he hesitated there. Took him some milliseconds to realize that it was a regalo. But a point is a point for the Cabstars.
If a gift is well received, a regalo has not been received well. That serve coming from De La Noche is going to check in. That's going to be a point for the Cabstars. They're starting to try to pull away. That's why a timeout will be called by the event masters. Let's look at that serve again before we head on to this timeout.
Dapat yun yung ano natin eh, yung angat natin eh. Di ba aling mahina sa paluhan? Basta yung floor, yun yung gawin ng atake.
Okay, go.
Let's go.
Pre, wait lang.
Dalawa lang yan.
Yung isang error, pre, may kakambal yun. Kaya nga, huwag na tayo, kay service lang, huwag na tayo.
Agad tayo, game.
3B!
Masters.
Interesting timeout, Ayel. Ano yung kakambal nung isang error? Sabay ba silang pinanganak? Anong hospital ito? That's a good no, I think he was just being metaphorical in the sense that this 2 points is just 2 errors.
Yeah.
Let's try to bawiin natin. Baka yung non-off. Bawiin natin ng 2 kambal na point.
And then you want to avoid errors at this point, talking about the event masters, because this is a must-win set for them to extend this match. They can't give away any more points here as the Cabstars actually with a 3-point lead already, and De La Noche continues to serve strong. Another service ace for De La Noche.
Yun kasi sinabi magkambal yung errors. Tuloy back-to-back yung points ni Jaya. So, that is going to be a shank pass. 4-point lead. Valdelavar will check in here together with Elsina rather. Soriano will also check in here. De La Noche already at 14 big points here. 2 on the service line.
Yeah. An all-around game so far for De La Noche.
Coach Christian Anteporta looking confident here as he's starting to field in the stringers. Dainata through the blockers.
Yeah. Good pass from Dainata. Went for that approach. maximizing that loose block of AEP. Take a look at that.
Look at that again.
Yeah, Guaza late in closing out that block.
Good first ball from Lorenzo. Soriano off the blockers.
Soriano going high hands that time. Seeing that the blockers were established, going for the hands, for the fingertips. Good execution coming from Soriano. Off the bench, instant impact.
Soriano will now serve. They lead by 4. They go up to a back quick that is kept alive. Their chance ball for the Event Masters. That works for DeFeo this time.
Every time it's the middle for the Event Masters, it's like an automatic point for them. DeFeo and Olaes really the 1-2 punch in the middle. This time DeFeo just simple yet effective on the tip.
DeFeo now to serve. Soriano with that first ball. Dingle pushes that through. There's going to be a overreaching or a
Lumagpas na yung kamay mo. Kapte.
back row player.
Lumagpas na yung kamay niya rito. Ang bola dito na. Dito niya nakita.
They're going to
So,
challenge
tayo.
this for reaching beyond.
Challenge?
Yeah, but the Cabstars also arguing that Dingle is...
It's not that tall with the
And
reaches.
I believe he is in the front row right now. Soriano is on the service line.
Let's double check. Did
Oh.
he reaching beyond? Ooh. That will be counted as a good ball.
Yeah.
So the point will be replayed.
Serve.
We are going to go back to 15 serve, or 12 serving 15 rather.
Yeah, there you go, Dingle on the front row right now. So that was a legal attack still for him.
They go to Guaza.
And Guaza also a heavy-handed hitter here, even with 2 blockers, still able to power through.
4-point lead for the Cabstars as we enter the second technical timeout only here at the Spikers turf. Busy sa TikTok.
Pero nag-workout.
Nag-workout. Nasa workoutan. Pero nag-workout ba talaga? It's a different it's a different question. Yeah. Abangan ko yung version mo niyan. Ayun.
Sige, abangan mo lang.
Abangan ko. Bumutimot ako sa kakaabang as we see Soriano on your screens. Their squad is up by 4. Guaza with the serve. Baldelovar going up to a hit on the 4. That's 4, di ba? Encina with that hit. Na mukhang short run. Sige that again. Ayun, naging
A short run.
Pero
And that happens,
opposite siya.
yeah. Just trying to delay the block, fooling the blockers that time.
Great adjustment though from Encina. Okay, that is going to be a point for Olaes. They're going to challenge this for net fault. Or reaching beyond rather. Reaching beyond the net.
Yep. On Olaes that time. Who had the length advantage. Now the Cabstars are still on the lead. They have a 2-point lead right now. Let's take a second look on that.
Let's look at that.
Wow.
No reaching beyond.
Yep. Dingley also scraping the net
Yeah.
there. A net touch violation called on them. So unsuccessful challenge for the Cabstars.
So it's going to be a 2-point game. And Sina to serve now. Going for his jump float. Picked up there by Soriano. Dingle will set this one up to De La Noche. That's overdone. Snacky on the regalo.
Great sense of urgency that time coming from Jared Schnacki. But credit half that point from De La Noche with the power attack. The event masters could not contain that one.
The push is denied there. That's off the block. Smart move there
Yeah, for Bartolome.
for Bartolome.
So wiping it out of the hands.
The swipe out.
Yeah. Complete front row right now for the Cabstars.
Bartolome with that serve. Luis Bartolome. That push coming from De La Noche. De La Noche will be blocking the open side. There's an infraction against Magsino. That's going to be a point for the event masters.
Errors of the Cabstars allowing the event masters to trim down the lead here that was on Magsino.
They go up to Schnacki. He's denied. That's off the hands of Lorenzo.
Good mini run here for the 3B event masters. Timeout, Cabstars.
Post lang ha. So, one good pass lang tayo ha. At sige, atakin nyo lang, atakin. Tapos cover na lang ulit tayo. Ha, doon lang naman tayo nagkakaproblema eh. O, tapos energy ulit, wala ulit. Tara, energy. Go, let's go. Say, Cubs! Start!
A very calm timeout there from Coach Anteporta.
He mentioned before the set started in the interview with May that composure is going to be key and crucial for them. And right now, that's what the Cabstars need, composure, especially in offense. They can't rush this one.
Casanya will be brought back in here as Schnacki goes down the line. That is going to sail out. Crucial moments here for the Cabstars if they don't want this to extend.
Yep. 3B event masters on the lead right now. They started really slow in the set, but they have been resilient. It's all about closing a set for them.
That sails out. That's going to be a point for AEP.
Again, the errors coming in crucial moments for the event masters. They had an opportunity to find momentum here in the tail end, but an error will equalize.
Schnacki to serve. To go up to Dainata. They're denied. Dainata again. Oh, that's a hit out.
Dainata fearless in that sequence. Magsino clearly having the advantage there on height and length, but it was actually through the hands of De La Noche.
Limban will check in this time. To serve, they lead by 1. They go up. Ooh. Another try again for De La Noche. Dainata, soft touch. Read well there. De La Noche will try this time. It is going to work for J.A.
Yeah, on the third attempt, finally a point for De La Noche. And he will be entrusted a lot of sets here. Take a look at that this time, going to zone 6.
Ramilo will be checking in here for AEP to serve. As we are on a gridlock. Baldelovar going up to Encino.
Baldelovar with good decision making since he was injected on the court here on the side of the event masters. Take a look at that. Only one blocker, a loose block. So a lot of choices that time for Encino.
Encino also doing a lot of efficient moments inside the court. Baldelovar with that serve. Casanya going to Guaza. Guaza finds a campfire.
Smart play, smart move coming from Guaza, Event Masters was waiting for a power hit from Guaza with that explosive approach last second. Just switching things up. That worked for the Cabstars.
Perfect vision, tied at 20-20. J-Rock with a serve that's popped up there. Valdelavar going up for the quick to the Feo. They go up to Soriano, who pushes that right behind the blockers. Valdelavar was there for coverage. That is too wide. That's going to be a point for the Cabstars.
Yeah, Sina just too much angle on that attack, trying to avoid the hands of the blockers. That's gonna give Cabstar a 1-point lead here. Crucial moments here for both teams.
For different reasons at that.
Yep.
J-Rock to serve. Oh, tied at 21. Another gridlock here. This could be anybody's set. And this could change the complexion of this ball game.
Again, high risk, high rewards on those kinds of serves, but that time just too risky for De La Noche.
Mulaiba checks back in. Katie will be serving. They go up to Guaza. That sails out. That's going to be an opportunity for the Event Masters.
Yeah, set was also a little bit low there for Guaza. Had to adjust. Not in the best position that time.
Dainata to serve. De La Noche this time converts, tying the game at 22.
Playing the hero here for the Cabstars. Scoring from the back row again. Casania looking for their leading scorer so far in De La Noche. De La Noche, all confidence here in this match.
Mulaiba now to serve. Valdelavar going to the Feo. On the other side, Casania choosing J-Rock again. On the other side, they go up to Bartolome. Schnacky, place setter to J-Rock. J-Rock adjust, getting a shank pass, and that converts.
Yeah, that was a good set coming from Schnacky, also just stable and high enough for De La Noche to go for a comfortable approach. Take a look at that.
Told you he knows how to set. Let's go to this timeout by the Event Masters.
Ikaw bahala Basta gamitin mo yung gitna mo. Bilisan mo kamay mo ha. Pera yung pasa. Inayos ko lang yung server ha. Jump serve. Okay? Go. Isa lang yan.
Magkano ba tayo dito?
Here, as we look at the importance of this game, a win for the Cabstars means they finally secure the last slot of the semis, and all the remaining games here in the Spikers Turf will just be a part of the story of the preliminaries. But they want to complete the cast.
Yep.
They want to be part of that Elite Four here, as that is going to sail out. That gives the Cabstars match point advantage and moments away from being semi-finalists.
Another crucial error there from the Event Masters as Malaiba up to serve.
Oh! Opportunity now for the Event Masters.
Crucial error there from Malaiba. But for the Cabstars, they have the first opportunity for offense. A good first ball. Casania has Guaza and Schnacky up in front, but De La Noche also an option from the back row.
Schnacky has been quite silent so far, so let's see
in this set.
how things will play out in the next sequences.
Focus tayo ng delay doon. Dapat magandang muna sila Palitan libero Ha? Imbis na papito na ako, biglang gano'n, ha?
Some reminders here from our first referee.
Montefeo with an important serve here. No room for errors for the Event Masters.
DeFeo with that serve. Set up, going to Schnacky. That's through the blockers, and that gives the win to the Cabstars. Let's look at that again. Have a second look at that, Ayel.
Yeah. This is the usual approach, going cross-court, very comfortable there for Schnacky. No floor defense found on the side of 3B Event Masters. And that's it. The Cabstars able to secure their ticket to the semis.
Congratulations to our Cabstars, and it's going to be an exciting next games, of course, for the Event Masters. They've shown a gallant stand, a gallant fight here.
Yep.
They've introduced themselves here in the Spikers Turf in this conference. So we're going to see what's next for them in the upcoming games. But then again, still a big congrats to the Cabstars for closing in and officially being part of our semifinalists. They take this in 3 straight sets, and we'll close things out here at the Spikers Turf when we return.
Points. You're also watching the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference, where power meets passion. The AEP Cabstars completing our semifinals roster by sweeping the 3B Event Masters in just 3 sets. And I have here with me our best player of the game, J-Rack de la Noche. J-Rack, congratulations.
Thank you.
What a bounce back win and what a bounce back performance. 17 points of 14 attacks, 1 block and 2 aces. Wow, congratulations. But I want to know, hindi naging madali tong game na to. What was going through your mind, especially nung 3rd set na nagkakadikit talaga yung scores?
Yung talaga yung sakit namin, buti na lang po ginawa namin ay nagtulong-tulong po talaga kami. Tsaka yung communication namin talagang parang hinahadol ko talaga sila na kailangan natin tapusin to. Kasi hindi basta-basta yung panalo natin. Pinaghirapan namin ito.
Definitely, pinaghirapan nyo. So, you just book your semi-final spot. And so, ano pa kaya yung, or like, paano nyo kaya ititreat yung mga susunod yung games and paano nyo pa i-improve yung performance?
Siguro po, kailangan namin ng mag-adjust sa mga errors, tsaka lalo na sa mga blockings namin kasi medyo po kami sa blockings. Kailangan talaga naming magtrabaho pa sa ensayo kasi malapit na kasi yung semifinals. Sana makapasok.
Of course, congratulations. Yes. Job still not done, of course, for you, but of course, you have people to thank, so this is your chance. Go ahead.
Shoutout nga po pala sa family ko, de la Noche, mama, papa, lola, shoutout doon sa inyo, tsaka sa girlfriend ko, sa Estela, and see you soon guys, and thank you po sa mga sumusuporta sa Cabstars, sana manood po kayo. Thank you.
Thank you also, J-Rack, and congratulations to you and to the rest of the AEP Cabstars. Now back to you, Janelle.
Thank you so much, May. Thank you so much, Jera. Congratulations to the Cabstars for making it to the semi-final. Pero buti na lang gumaling na yung sakit nila, Ayel, kung hindi nag-extend pa tayo to a 4th set. But, kidding aside, it was a great effort for our Event Masters. They really kept it close.
Yep.
They had several gridlocks hanggang 22. We were at a gridlock. But at the tail end, it was really the Event Masters. It was really the Cabstars really wanting the win, wanted to close this out.
Now again, we have to mention that the leading scorer for the 3B Event Masters is not here today again. Carl Berdal Burdal averaging 13 points, 17 points per match. Yun yung production that they were missing today. Other players stepped up. As you see the numbers, the same number of attack points, 16 apiece, 1 kill block apiece. But serving has been good on the side of the Cabstars.
Yep.
They have 2 in total, but they did put the event masters out of system a lot of times in this set and in this match, and both teams the same number of errors as well.
And it's really about the firepower is really tied at 16. It's really about who wanted it more, who wanted to close it out early on. Now coming up next, it is your Savoj Spin Doctors going up against Alpha Insurance Protectors. Another exciting match here, of course, at the Spikers Turf. Now on behalf of our courtside reporter, May Reyes, my partner, Ayel Estaniero, our director, Derek Nomar Santiago, and of course, our game producer, Nick Earnshaw, and all the men and women here at Signal TV who has brought to you this production. This has been Sinjin Reyes thanking you for joining us here at the Spikers Turf Open Conference, where power meets passion.